To help feed our families around the holidays, we've launched our Better Together season of giving. In the fight to end food insecurity, CBS 2 is supporting New York Common Pantry. To do that, we had a team of CBS 2 staffers at several locations helping out. Here's a look at how it all went.
Andrea, thanks so much. What an experience this is. We are here at the Hub in the Hunts Point section of the Bronx. New York Common Pantry, just a hub of activity to provide meals to those in need.
Hasn't it been fun to watch, though?
It has.
All of the activity, and
so
yet the goal is thousands of meals going out the door today.
Going out the door today, going out the door 365 days, but for us, it's part of our Better Together season of giving, just helping fellow New Yorkers in need.
Well, I love it. Now, Dana's got a special friend she wants to talk to. I want to take Walter on a little tour so we can show you this. I mean, part of it is making sure you're donating the right thing. We got a lesson on canned goods. You know, if they have the flip top, it's actually, when you're considering about giving, that is such an important little factor because it's easier to open. If you don't have a can opener, I know you think, well, that's such a small thing. That's a big thing. So this is how they do it. They had 7,000 pounds of food from the Mets over here. Hey, Christine, we've got all these. Everything has to be separated, sorted. Don't mind me. Yeah, go ahead. And then, hey, it's TV guy. And then fresh produce, of course, is purchased, secured, and then sorted. This has been fun. There's Cindy Shue. Cindy Shue, you're on CBS News New York right now. And then that's all sorted. Oh, by the way, this is our boss. You're on CBS News New York. This is Sarah Burke, news director. It's a day off, coming in. How does it make you feel to give back this way?
I love it. It's one of my favorite days of the year. I love being with team members, seeing everyone come together and do something good. There's nothing better than it.
But you know, the food you're putting together is for a total stranger. You will never meet the person who is going to eat this, but you're still connected, right?
I think food is an amazing connection for people. It's just such a loving act to assemble some potatoes and some apples and bag it up, and I am totally okay with never meeting the person who gets to enjoy this. I'm just glad that we're coming together to feed some people today, and it means a lot, I think, to the whole team.
And Sarah's been doing onions, so she's been crying all morning long. Thank you. Dana, we found Dana again. So Dana, first off,
let me turn.
No, I like what you had to say about dignity.
Oh my gosh, it is so important. People want to feel good about themselves. When they're not hungry, they feel better about themselves.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When they're not hungry and they go to a job interview, their stomach isn't growling. They don't have a headache. When they're not hungry, they do better in school. As an elderly person, when they're not hungry, they have just a better outlook. They feel better about mobility, about being a citizen of this great nation and New York City.
And that's the mission.
It really, really
I know
is.
You have something you want to talk
I do, and I want just to, again, emphasize the importance of volunteers. So it's an assembly line. These volunteers come here to the Hub. Again, fresh fruits and vegetables are such an important part of the meals. You see them being bagged up, put into storage bins. They will go out to different agencies who will then connect with the individuals who need them. So as we continue along here, and all the food groups are in this assembly line, a lot of these are, how many St. Ignatius volunteers do I have here? Yeehaw! St. Ignatius School, which is a longtime partner. Right here, this is Judy Seacon, and she is the Deputy Executive Director. Just tell us about, first of all, the involvement. We're so proud to be a part of this. How much volunteers make such a difference through their volunteer donations, through their time.
Yes, so we could not do the work we do without our volunteers. Over 70% of our labor is performed by volunteers. Today, people packed over 1,100 bags, but just to give you context, that's only almost half of what we send out every week. So we constantly need volunteers to come and to help support us. We need donations, monetary donations, so we can purchase the food. Food donations, doing food drives are also so important. Coat drives in the winter for our unhoused population. Hygiene products also for our unhoused population. All of these things, every little bit counts for us.
And you know, we talk about individuals. Let's get larger. A family group, Eagle Scouts, sorority, aka fraternities. It just gets bigger and bigger. And then corporate help. Small business to corporate. How does everybody reach you for that? How do you decide who can do what?
So they can go through our website where we have a volunteer hub. People can sign up individually, or we can work with our volunteer manager to do groups. We've had over 100 people here doing a special Thanksgiving packing, so this spot can accommodate large numbers of groups. We're happy to accommodate all kinds of corporate groups, all kinds of sororities, fraternities, perfect. They love to work and get into it, so they're great groups to have. Church groups, school groups, we'll take anybody, and it's so meaningful, both for us to have it, but for people to be able to do this work. The more we can talk about food insecurity, the more people can understand what it means, the more we can spread the word, the more we can help confront it and solve the problem.
So we're going to move down this way because we've talked about the partnership. Go right ahead, with St. Ignatius School. And I want you to meet one of the students. Oh, Timir. This is Timir Jones. And Judy, hold on just a second. Just let me get in here first. This is Timir Jones, who went to St. Ignatius and now is a senior at Fordham Prep. The food pantry here, the New York Common Pantry, has been a part of your life as a student.
Yeah, so just basically throughout middle school and going into high school, like volunteering has always been a thing for me, and like a main place that I do volunteer at is like food pantries, like places like this. And honestly, this is like kind of like a normal thing for me, just to be able to basically pack food and just prepare it for people who need it.
And have you been impacted, or people you know who have benefited from this?
Yeah, personally, I haven't been impacted, but I do know like firsthand. I've been able to witness it, like how people struggle, and I have seen how it like just affects people in general. So giving back is like, it feels good. It's a feel-good thing. I
think that's so important, and I want to stress too the importance of being a young person. It could be part of your scouting group, some school after school group. Obviously with parental, right? The parents are helping out with it. But what do you say to young people about why this is a good deal to be involved?
I feel like for young people, that just starting at a young age, being able to like build up that idea that giving back to people isn't like a thing that you're just doing just like to make yourself feel better. But it does feel good, but to also be able to also help people and make them feel better too. So.
Timir, thank you.
Thank you.
Timir Jones. All right, just this way. Where is John Elliott, my friend? There he is, my friend, John. Whoops, sorry.
Don't you love talking to young people?
I do, and he's just saying and encouraging other young people to be a part of this. John, this sign behind us, New York Common Pantry. And John, these words underneath are so important.
Reduces hunger, promotes dignity, health, and self-sufficiency. Food is life. Food is essential, but for more than just the calories. It's for all the character it can build, too.
We're talking about all of these words, but dignity, promotes dignity. Just talk a little bit more about that and how that helps for a person's entire productivity and self-esteem.
Yes, so there is a lot of stigma that can be associated with food insecurity. We don't want anyone to feel that their situation is through no fault of their own. We make sure when people come in that we are treating them with dignity. Our case managers, all of our staff is really focused on making sure that we get people what they need, and that we help them and we work with them. That's part of it, is is having them be able to make choices, to be part of the solution, to really understand why they're in a situation, and just make them feel warm and welcomed.
And this is, we're talking about nutrition, we're talking guidance. I mean, you can help with all types of things. Getting them hooked up with an avenue to get work,
Right.
helping with housing.
Right.
Elderly people have certain needs. Migrants, we know, have certain needs.
Yes, and we help them with benefits assessment, so SNAP, which is formerly food stamps. We help people get that. We help them do their applications, because you go to an office where nobody is really helping you, you may miss a point, you may miss a decimal. Your application will be rejected and you have to start all over again. So that's why we do what we do, because we sit with them, we make sure we help them through the whole process, which can be cold and uncaring, but you walk in, you meet with somebody, they're there for you, they help you through the whole thing. Language is an issue sometimes. We have people who speak, staff who speak multiple languages, so they can do this for people in their language, and that's what it's all about.
Judy, thank you so much for having us here.
Thank you for coming. We so appreciate your support, all your help, we really are in this together.
We are.
And we are better together.
Better together.
Better together.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you to our next one. And it's important to say also, we thank our viewers who are a part of this and who spread the word about giving donations, raising
I believe
awareness.
money works too. Can't they just donate
yes,
money?
they can.
I hear money can actually buy food, yeah.
Money can, and it doesn't have to be a lot of money. This can be something that can start to be a part of a commitment, getting back to young people, a commitment of your life. But of course, corporations, church groups, we could go on and on. This is goodness. And whenever, we hear about these types of things, do not forget, it can be me, it can be you, it can be you. We're here to help
And then
each
all
other.
together, we are better together.
Yes.
And again, this is just only one part of the story. Our colleague, Jessie Mitchell, has another very important part of the Common Pantry story, and she is in
East Harlem. Jessie.
Here in East Harlem, we're having a great time packing bags for all types of populations in need. We've had cooked bags, we have no cooked bags for the asylum seekers living in shelters. So many different great options. We got fresh produce, and we have the executive director of New York Common Pantry, Stephen Grimaldi. This is such a great time of year for us to feel like, we're able to help make a dent in this great need that we're experiencing. Tell me what you all have experienced this year for the New York Common Pantry.
Well, first of all, we're very grateful for CBS and the partnership. We are truly better together. Partnerships really move the dial in addressing food insecurity. We've seen huge increases. I think one of the challenges that we've seen, even before we saw the migrant crisis, that we saw huge increases in demand for food and related services. So each of the last 3 fiscal years, we've seen on average of 1.3 million more meals each year. So go back before the pandemic, we were serving 6.3 million meals. We broke almost 10.2 this year. We're on pace to get 11 million meals to reach that number. We have 188 mobile locations that we have through our hub and spoke model. So we have trusted partners, again, agencies that we really work with that don't do this work directly, but we work with to help them get food out to communities and to people in need.
Thank you so much for everything. I know it's not easy, and this is, as we were talking to your board chair, Margie, earlier, she said, this is a year-round need. It's not just the season of giving. So what do you want to tell the community about how we can help beyond this season?
I think I want to express to folks that this is not an individual problem. This is a social problem. We've got inflation, stagnating wages. We've got the pandemic era benefits, the enhancements that stopped earlier this year, tax credits and the SNAP benefit. And this is why you're seeing so much need. We really put a dent in childhood hunger and in food insecurity in general during the pandemic, at the end of the pandemic, and what happened is that we are right back where we started and worse off because of this. So we really need people to understand the issues of food insecurity, understand how all this works together, and support your local food pantry.
Thank you so much, Stephen. It is great to be able to support this food pantry, and our CBS team of volunteers is right here giving back with our Better Together partner. We have Allie Bauman. How does it feel to be able to help in this way?
Oh, I mean, it feels amazing. You know, this time of year, you're always thinking about family, and there are just so many families in the city that are food insecure and don't have food and you know, aren't able to feed their kids 3 meals a day. And so it feels good to help in a little way and to try to give back in some sort of way to the people that, you know, we love in the city.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And we have Natalie Dudridge, our other CBS 2 friend.
I don't know if I can do 2 things at once, but we're trying over here. So you were asking about what this means to us all, and I think it's really about community. I noticed there's a child over there. He's here with his mom. He's learning what it means to give back, and such a small thing makes such a big difference. It doesn't take that much time out of your day to give back, and then when you see everyone waiting outside, smiles on their face, you just see how much of an impact this all makes.
And the great thing about that is that people actually can choose what goes in their bags for them to take home. That is new this year at the Common Pantry. And one of the people that's helping make that happen is Nobi Rivera. She's one of the case managers here. Nobi, I want to talk to you about what you've been seeing. This has been a completely different year. You've been here 10 years, 12 years.
Yes.
What makes this so different?
Well, the difference is that food insecurity has gotten worse, and then we also have the migrants that are coming in. So that has been a big impact for the community and for the pantry system. So it's been really tough.
How are you able to alleviate some of these people's fears about hunger when they have so much on their plate? I know they're overwhelmed, and you're providing even more services. How are you able to help them?
Well, what we do here is we try to make everyone comfortable, number one, and by having our doors open for them and everyone, that's making it more easy for them to get by. And the food that we supply, even if they cannot cook in the hotels or shelters they're staying, we create special packages for them. We make it happen, regardless whatever it is. We make it happen for them.
Thank you so much, Nobi, for what you do. And there are community partners like Tacombi, the restaurant that has offered to provide tacos and burritos and enchiladas for these families every week as well. So lots of need, but lots of help coming in, and we're glad to be a part of that. And if you want to help, you can scan the QR code on your screen to contribute to the New York Common Pantry, and they have an Amazon wish list for the items that they need. Any way you can help would be greatly appreciated with our Better Together community partner, the New York Common Pantry. Now we'll send it back to the studio in East Harlem. Jesse Mitchell, CBS 2 News.
To learn more about the organization, how you can volunteer or make a donation, head to cbsnewyork.com.